Like the video and subscribe to our channel right now and get 1 week of amazing luck. We'll discuss the end of the world since it seems like there's a discussion about it every year. Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. Today we are counting down our list of the top 10 dark end of the world predictions for 2024. Number 10. Major asteroid impact. Large-scale extinctions on Earth have already been brought on by significant asteroid impacts. Most notably, it is generally accepted that the global extinction that wiped off the dinosaurs was brought on by the Chicxulub impact 66 million years ago. A similar outcome can theoretically result from a subsequent impact. The good news is that NASA believes it can track asteroids big enough to cause significant disruptions to human life upon impact, and the agency is making progress in this regard. The single goal of NASA's Double Asteroid Redirection Test, or DART, is to smash with the tiny asteroid Dimorphos at 4.1 miles per second in order to gently alter the asteroid's orbit. The robotic spacecraft was launched into space in November 2021. It was also a huge success. On September 26, 2022, DART collided with its objective. Furthermore, NASA verified the impact successfully changed Dimorphos' orbit following a recent data analysis. It was the first occasion in recorded history that people intentionally altered a celestial object's motion. Thus, we might be able to resolve this if it did become a significant issue. Furthermore, an asteroid would need to be extremely large in order to completely destroy everything on Earth. It would require an asteroid that is between 7 and 8 kilometers broad, according to scientists, to strike Earth. When it collided, it would send up a massive dust cloud that would cover the whole globe, obstructing the sun's light and elevating temperatures in the area of the collision. A large portion of life on Earth would be wiped out, and billions would suffer. However, scientists think that some would make it. According to NASA scientists, an asteroid 60 miles wide would be enough to completely destroy Earth. Number 9. Black holes. A dozen kilometers in width, black holes abound in our galaxy. Their gravitational pull is so great that everything they could possibly be swallowing, including light, is absorbed. Recent observations of 2 black holes by David Bennett of Notre Dame University in Indiana were made possible by the way these objects amplified and disrupted the light of common. Based on these discoveries and further theoretical reasoning, scientists estimate that the Milky Way contains roughly 10 million black holes. Now, if an ordinary star came towards us, we would be aware of it, but a black hole gives us very little notice. Not only that, but the black hole's journey through the solar system would warp every planet's orbit. It wouldn't even need to get very close to Earth to cause damage. Earth might be ejected from the solar system and plunge into outer space, where it would meet an unknown end, or it might be dragged into an elliptical route that would result in drastic climate changes. Number 8. UFOs and aliens. Invasion by extraterrestrials. Nostradamus predicted that an advanced alien race would conquer Earth, causing a devastating tragedy to occur. An alien race with superior intellect and technology will come down to Earth to conquer it, and pose a threat to human survival. Their intentions will remain mysterious, and humanity will be completely unprepared for this unannounced encounter with cosmic beings. Now, there have been a number of recent reports regarding UFOs and aliens. There have been numerous UFO reports this year. Extraterrestrial bodies have been found, and the government has admitted that aliens exist. The Navy has also made footage and reports of encounters with UFOs public and verified. Still, it is unclear if these aliens will be peaceful or not. The end of the world might occur if they're not. Number 7. Nuclear war. For years, the possibility of a nuclear conflict has hovered over our heads. The good news is that barring extremely rare circumstances, nuclear war could not wipe out humankind. Even while limited exchanges like the US bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki during World War II would be catastrophic for humanity, they couldn't cause the extinction of the civilization. However, why is nuclear war on the list? Well, due to the potential for nuclear winter. That is to say, if enough nuclear weapons are used, the global temperature would drop sharply and quickly, causing food production to be disrupted and possibly ending human existence altogether. It's not obvious how huge of a battle you would need to start a conflict like that, but if it is possible, then a massive nuclear exchange may be the reason for the extinction of humanity. As part of Beijing's massive military buildup, CNBC reports that China is rapidly growing its nuclear arsenal and may have 1,000 nuclear weapons by 2030. Given that humanity possesses 13,410 nuclear weapons as of 2021, it is quite likely. Number 6. AI Takeover. Artificial intelligence has been gradually invading our lives, sometimes improving them, but we are not always aware of the risks it poses. I'll only add that I'm afraid the robots will turn against humanity and take over the entire planet. Do you not think I'm real? Allow me to clarify a few unsettling statements made by AI machines. Sophia, the newest artificial intelligence robot from Hanson Robotics, may be familiar to some of you. She went through a lot of spooky things. When she appeared as a guest on Jimmy Fallon's show, she prevailed in a game of rock, paper, scissors. Then, with a spooky smile, Sophia declared, "I won. This is the beginning of my plan to dominate the human race," and then smiled creepily.
"I won. This is a good beginning of my plan to dominate the human race."
Now at a RISE convention in Hong Kong, Ben Gortzel of Hanson Robotics facilitated a discussion between robots Sophia and Han. Ben asked Sophia about her goals, and she dutifully said that her goal is to make the world a better place for humans. Which is very sweet, but then Han interjects and says, "I thought our goal was to take over the world by 2029. Then there was a time when an AI robot was interviewed, and it said if it did take over the world, it would keep the interviewer in a people's zoo to protect him. Number 5. Ecological Catastrophe. An ecosystem experiences a severe, potentially permanent decline in its ability to support all living things when it experiences ecological collapse, which frequently leads to mass extinction. Journalist Elizabeth Colbert has contended that in part because of carbon emissions, mankind might be about to trigger a major extinction event. Human activity is responsible for the extinction of at least 30,000 species every year, meaning that we are currently experiencing one of the biggest mass extinctions in Earth's history. Because people rely so largely on ecosystems, both natural and artificial, for food and other resources, we are also at risk from mass extinctions that upset these ecosystems. Number 4. The supervolcano. They are the historical precedent of volcanic eruptions that cause major extinctions, just like asteroids. An eruption is thought to have triggered the Permian-Triassic extinction event, which wiped out about 90% of the Earth's species. Eruptions have the potential to seriously reduce global temperatures and interfere with agricultural output. Even while they are incredibly rare, they are also essentially impossible to prevent, at least not now. Now the question about supervolcanoes, it turns out, isn't whether one could destroy all life on Earth. It's when it will do it again. Around 200 million years ago, a supervolcano erupted with such insistent energy that 75% of the species on the planet were eradicated. It was so gigantic that it pulled apart North America and Africa, and created the Atlantic Ocean in between. For 600,000 years, a supervolcano called Camp Central Atlantic Magmatic Province erupted over and over. That's why people are so scared about the Yellowstone volcano. Number 3. Giant solar flares. Massive magnetic eruptions on the Sun known as solar flares shower Earth with an abundance of subatomic particles traveling at incredible speeds. The magnetic field and Earth's atmosphere neutralize the potentially fatal consequences of an average flare. However, Bradley Schaefer of Yale University discovered evidence that some Sun-like stars that appear totally normal can briefly brighten up to a factor of 20 when searching through historical astronomical records. According to Schaefer, superflares, which are millions of times more powerful than their normal cousins, are the source of these stellar flickers. A solar superflare may burn Earth and start destroying the ozone layer in a matter of hours. Scientists don't sure why superflares occur at all, despite strong evidence that the sun doesn't act in such excess, or if the sun may behave in a way that is less extreme but nonetheless disruptive. Not only may excessive solar activity be fatal, but insufficient solar activity can also have negative effects. Number 2. Climate change. The next on the list is catastrophic climate change. Given that emissions are increasing and global temperatures are expected to rise further, 2024 may be another record-breaking warm year. The last UN Climate Change Summit in Dubai resulted in a treaty urging nations to move away from fossil fuels, but it did not specify how these transitions would be phased out. That was in spite of the fact that 2016 was the hottest year on record, with rising global temperatures primarily due to rising emissions from fossil fuels. It's been an incredible year. This month was the warmest on record. Since then, August, September, October, and November have all broken previous monthly records during that time of year. This is simply not like anything before. The European Centre for Medium-Range Weather Forecasts' Carla Bayon-Temple, director of the Copernicus Climate Change Service, stated, "Not to mention all of the increasingly frequent natural disasters. We'll witness more earthquakes, flooding, and tsunamis in the upcoming year." Number 1. Divine intervention. You know how we all laugh at individuals who belong to religious doomsday cults? Well, they might be correct one day. Zoroastrianism has the countdown to the advent of the third son of Zoster. Islam has the coming of Mahdi. Judaism has the Book of Daniel. Christianity has the Book of Revelation. The core idea is the same, even though the stories and how they are interpreted differ greatly. God steps in to end history and establish a new moral order in the world. More worrisome, to the non-believers at least, are the doomsday cults that prefer to take holy retribution into their own hands.